I've got a lot of themes that I keep revisiting over and over again in my stuff, and buildings, cities, urbanization, the rural versus the urban split, these kinds of things, they show up a lot, and I am a trained historian, and there's certain things I just cannot get out of my system. Archaeology, history, it's all around us. And when I say archaeology, I don't just mean the fact that this location, the farmers market is one of the first areas that actually a building set up in LA Sound. But I'm just talking about the building itself. All the different phases of construction, the different modifications and renovations that were done to it. It all means something. You don't always know about it, but it's all there. I happen to live in a rather remarkable house. There was a murder committed in it, and I'm on 13th Street, which is even better, 13th Street. And it actually gave to 13th Street the name Murderers Row. So, I mean, that's both horrifying but cool at the same time, as these things are. So this is a suite of 9 poems called Domestic Archaeology. When you have no sense of time, everything is permanent. There had been a murder in this house. My new neighbors were eager to tell me a dispute between thugs, a knife, I think, or a shotgun, point blank. He really did have a hook for a left hand, yes! As in all such matters, people speak much, but say little. 2. Oh, you can just wait for the end. In the kitchen, I've peeled off 2 thick layers of paper. Some paint has also come off, and in places blue board is now exposed. I must isolate the backsplash lest mold infect the gypsum. That is not an analogy. 3. When I was about 7, my father pulled out of the garden a pair of toy cars. He set down his hoe and brought them to me like fresh carrots. When placed in my hand, their leaden weight was unexpected. A red panel wagon, intact, and a steamroller, whose former color could be inferred by green streaks in the crannies. Like all of my prized possessions, they've long since disappeared, returned to the place they were loaned from. 4. History is armature, concealed as if by design, to which our lives are affixed. Only when attractive are the timbers shown off. 5. Children misunderstand things. Houses are one. They appear as boxes resting upon the earth, containers for lives. Children need to know that houses occupy holes. They need to watch footings being dug, to see for themselves how houses project above grade. That, and pay closer attention at funerals. 6. The floorboards run the length of the apartment. They are 3.5 inches in width, and in the living room extend fully from wall to wall a good 12 feet. They are deeply gouged and have a dark patina. Where my own clumsiness leaves furrows or braids clear through to the grain, I am quick to tamp the wounds with an oiled cloth. Prizing refractive coatings, we find it somehow irksome that 60-year-old wood should look as it did when still alive. 7. Even air in a room is part of the house. The room itself contains nothing. What it would contain, it is. 8. In Greece, there's no such thing as a finished house. The laws dictate that when building is done, your taxes increase beyond reason. This has inspired Hellenic ingenuity. Rebar left to project from the walls. Permits for sheds no one will erect. Roofs complete but for some tiles. And this is good. A house should not be haunted by perfection, but renounce it. It should refuse the pedestrian plumb line, its spirit finding its own level unaided. If completion should stray misguidedly in, it should snag on nails and splintery posts. Dwelling amidst the fragments of the past, it's only proper we built our ruins in advance. 9. So they told me there was blood on the ceiling, an arterial fantail. The ground floor apartment, not mine, but still, aren't you creeped? I'd smudge if I were you. Yet all I know is the peace of an evening spent drilling out drywall anchors, pulling out nails the landlord hastily spackled over. I sand and paint, put up shelving, add to what's already there. The new arrival following a beaten trail to impose himself on once contested territory. If I run an index finger along a windowsill, it will meet with a clutter of beetle and fly husks. There have been many deaths in this house.